Yes, guys. So, what we are doing, we are starting, we are just showing how to start with Python. So, this is the official website of Python. You can go to this website and let me ping you all. Yep. You can go to this particular website and just click on download this. Okay, download Python 3.11. So, this is the latest version right now. And this is the one for Windows. For other operating system, you can see the link below. We have Linux, Mac, others. Okay, so once you download this, you can open your downloads and you will see something like this. And since it is already, I have a Python installed, so it is giving me an option to update. It will give you an option, but no, so it's giving me an option to install, but already I have it installed, so I'm not going to install it, but you can do it a normal installation like we do for any other softwares. Okay. So once you get it installed, by default, this idle will come installed with it by default. Okay. If you just click on open, search this idle and open it, this will open up a window. So this is basically, if you see on the top, it is idle shell. Okay. So here, so this is shell. You can directly type here as well. For example, if I just print hello, it's going to uh, or a equals to 12. So we can do some one-liners like here. Okay. But for proper, a proper program, what we will do, we'll just go to file and a new file. And here we are going to write our program. Okay. So our first program, let's say this is a simple print statement. I'm just printing something on the console. Welcome everyone. Okay. So once you write this statement, just save your file. Okay. Where so this file I will save it. Python December weekday batch day 1. This is my first program, and this save as type is Python files. Okay, so please make a note of it. This should be Python files. So when you save it as a Python file, your this will be in .py. Your file name will come in .py format. Okay, so after saving it, if you run this, so in the shell which you opened initially, there you will see the output. Okay, so I hope this is clear, guys. How do we download Python and how do we open this? So, so those who want to, do parallel programming with me, they also want to do as I'm teaching. That is also fine. You can do it. Okay. So initially we are starting with this particular ID. Okay, this is idle, and as we move on, we will see some other like initially we're starting with idle, and then after a few classes we will see about PyCharm also. Okay, and towards the end we will see about this Jupyter notebook. Okay, we will write our program in all these 3 IDs. So is this clear to everyone? Anyone having any doubt so far? So guys, you like this class, I like participants to ask questions, interrupt me here and there. Okay, that makes the class more interesting. Otherwise it will be a one-way communication. That is not good. Okay, feel free to ask me any questions, anything. Even if it is a simple question, no problem. You can you have the freedom to ask the questions. Fine. So this is one way of running the program. We just wrote our first program. We're just printing here. Okay, print welcome everyone. And if we go to a folder, A1. So we have this file, first program. Okay, it's a Python file. Now you can run it from command line also. So what you need to do, just open command prompt. Okay, so it's day one and we have this program here, first program. You can run it here also. You just need to type here Python and the name of the program, which is first program.py. Okay, I think that it's too small. Let me see. Maximize this. Oops. So you can so what I did, guys, I just opened command prompt and I just took it to the path where we have the program and I just typed Python in the program name. Okay, Python first program.py. So it just ran the program. Let me put it here. So this is what I did in command prompt. Okay, Python and the name of the program I have given. So we have this hash symbol. If we give this hash symbol and we write any, sorry, and we write any program, so this will take it as a comment. Okay, this is not going to run this. So just make a note of this. To give comments in Python, single line comments. Python is given by this hash symbol. Okay, guys. Anyone having any questions, any doubt?
Say your good name, please.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to give you my introduction. So my name is Danish.
All right. So I just logged in and
Yep.
I want you to repeat what you told because I was given the link just 5 minutes ago and I skipped it.
Yeah, sure, no issues. So did you went through my demo class video?
No.
Fine. So just now we started, we just showed how like where are we going to write our Python programs. Okay, so I just showed them that you can download this is the official website of Python. You can see in the chat I have pinned the link for this website. Okay, you go to this website, you have this option. So if you're using a Windows system, you have the option to download directly from here. Okay.
Okay.
If you're using any other system, you have the options Linux, Mac, others. Okay. Once you download, it's like any other software. You just like double click and install. But while installation, I just forgot to add that point. While installation, you just need to keep one thing in mind. That is, I have it here. Just a moment. Yep. So while installation, guys, only one thing you need to keep in mind. You will get this option, add Python to path. You see this option, this one, the last option. You need to click on this checkbox. Okay. This is important because this will help you to run your Python program from anywhere in your system. If you don't do this, then you have to give the entire path where Python is installed.
Right.
Okay, you need to keep that in mind. So let me show you again. If I just double click here, so you see this, we have that last checkbox that is not enabled. I need to click the here. Okay, this is mandatory. Do this. Fine. So then going back. So then I just showed. So once you install this Python, by default it will come up with this pre-built IDE called idle. Okay, we need to just type idle here in the search box, and this will open. Okay, and so this opened a new shell, and to write our program, we go to file and a new file, and we start writing our program here in this. Okay, once you write your program, as I have written here, you just need to save as, and create any folder of your name anywhere you want, and just save. It should save as type should be Python files. Okay, it's not a normal txt file, it's a Python file. You click on save, and this will create your first program. And if you see the extension, it is having a .py at the end, so this indicates that this is a Python file.
Where do I type idle? You said?
Yeah, in this Windows search box we have here down below, you can type here ID. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. So we just created our first program, and in the first program we just printed welcome everyone. Okay, this is what we have done. Now coming back to the main things. So we start with different data types. So anyone having any idea what is a data type? Anyone having any idea what are data types? Sorry. We have many more. Okay. We are going to cover the important ones that is used most frequently. Okay. So first one we will see an integer. Okay, as we all know. So any value, whole numbers like 10, 1, those are considered as integers. Okay, how do we know? How do we know what is whether it's an integer or a float? So we have a function. There are some built-in functions in Python. So one of the functions is called type. Okay. So here we have declared an integer. The value is 100. Okay, and it is stored in this variable a. So if you want to see the type of this variable a, we just type. We do this. Okay, and you have to print this. Comment out. So for a single line comment, guys, we give a single hash. I don't want to print welcome everyone right now. Okay, I only want to see the type of this. So I will just mention type of variable a is okay. So if you see type of variable a is what is this, guys? Class
Integer.
Class int. Okay, so this belongs to class integer. Okay, so right now we have not covered what are classes and all that we are going to cover in the upcoming classes, but just right now consider that this variable a is of data type int as it is mentioned here. Okay, so if we have a floating point number, for example, let's see, b equals to 100.0, and if you want to see the data type of b, so what is the type of b, guys?
Float.
Yeah, it is float. Guys, just excuse me for a second. Yeah, sorry guys. So I'm back. So this is a float, okay? Similarly, if we write something in quotes, be it 100 only, and if you want to see the data type of this, so what is this, guys? Sorry, variable C.
String.
Yeah, so this is string, okay? So, so what did you understood here from this, guys? So if you see any whole numbers, integer, any number with a decimal value, that is a float, and anything within quotes, that is a string, be it an integer or anything that is inside quote, that will be considered as a string. Okay, now when to use what, so that will depend, guys, on the scenarios what we are doing. For example, I want to store I want to save the name of a participant and I want to display it. So for that we need to take an input. So to take any input, guys, we have this function called input, input. Okay, this will ask the user to give some input. And so if you run this program, so we are getting this prompt, enter your name. Okay, so here we need to give the name. For example, I'm giving the name as Satish. So we're getting an output name is Satish. Okay, so in this case, if you see the type of this, so what is the type of this variable, guys? What we are giving this value? This is taken as string. Okay. Let's have one more input. So we are getting an error, guys. What is this? Edge is not defined. Okay. So what this means, so here we are using name. Okay. But before using name, guys, we are declaring it here, right? Here we are trying to print edge, but have we declared before anywhere edge variable in this program?
No.
So that is why what error we are getting, guys? Name error. What is this? Edge is not defined. Okay. So this is one rule before using any variable name, because our interpreter, he is not that intelligent. Okay. He is not able to understand what is this edge, from where it is coming. Okay. So that is why it is showing this error. Like edge is not defined. What is edge? So what we have to do, so now this will solve a problem, because whatever input we are taking, we are putting it into this edge variable. Okay. What is the type of this variable edge, guys? Oh, sorry.
Integer.
Variable name.
Sorry, I will have to change this. Yeah. Let me change it. So what is the data type, guys, of both the variables, name and edge?
String.
Both are string. Okay. So always remember, whenever we use input function, okay, so this is the default behavior of input function, that okay, so this is the default behavior of input function. So whatever input you give there, you type 100, you type 100.o, you type in quotes, it will always return a string value. Okay. Now, then in few cases, we need to convert this string to an to different data type. Okay. For example, here we have given the input as edge. Okay. But I want to compare. Here I want to compare, like edge should be greater than 18. Okay. I'm just creating a variable called eligible for voting. So if the age is greater than 18, okay, then only this person will be eligible for voting. Okay. So we'll just print this. So guys, so don't worry with this greater than sign what we have used. Okay, these are operators that we are going to cover. Okay. Just for this example, I'm just showing you one thing where we have to convert this string to an integer. Okay, why do we need to convert this? I'm just showing you a scenario for that. So let me run this. 18, right? Greater than 18. So I'm giving it 23. So guys, can you read out the error message for me? What is the error we are getting here? Type error. Anyone can read out the error message?
Greater than not supported between the instances of string and integer.
Right, exactly. So what it is telling me that this greater than sign, this is not supported between string and integer. Okay, so we need to convert that string also to an integer. Okay, so how do we do that? So we have this function called int. Just a moment. Okay. So here we are getting the input edge, and what we can do, this input function, we can wrap it in bracket and give an int outside. Okay. When we give this int and brackets this input, it is going to convert this string to an integer. So
Hello.
yes, please.
Yeah, hi Danish. Rakesh here. Actually, I'm from non-technical background. I think you're going little fast. I think. Uh,
Okay, Rakesh, no issue.
Also, Danish, you have 3.10 installed. When I installed, it's 3.11.
Yeah, that is the latest version. I installed some few months back. So that
So
time,
I'm getting this debug option instead of run.
no, you will get the option to run. See, if you see this, I'm also having an option to. So what you have to do, Noshin,
Yeah.
this is the shell window, right? You have to go to file and you get a new file here. And then you start writing your program.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Rakesh, I will just slow down. I just wanted to show one thing. Okay. So don't worry.
yeah, and I'm unable to download this also. This download Python 3.1.11.1 because it
What's
is showing. Yeah, Python releases for Windows. It is showing number of
what system you're using? Which OS?
Windows.
So are you not able to click here and it's not getting downloaded for you?
Yes.
So,
Because it is.
that is strange because this is a very simple, exe file that should be. Are you using your official laptop? Something? Do you have the permission to
My
download?
person, no, my personal.
No,
Anyway, I'll figure it out. Please continue the class.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Just so Rakesh, we have not. So just to summarize what we have covered so far, we have covered only three different data types. That is integer, float, and a string. Okay. And I have shown how to find the data type because in other programming languages like Java, you have to type the variable data type like int a equals to 100 like this. Okay. But in Python, we are just declaring the variable name and giving the value. Okay. Now to see what is the data type, we are using this type function. Okay, this type function, what you have to do, this type function, you have to give the variable name inside this. So that's what we are doing here. And it is telling us the what is the data type of this variable A, what is the data type of this variable B, what is the data type of this variable C. Okay, so I covered one function type. Okay. Let me write it out. So I covered one function type. Okay, second function that we saw, that was input. So what is the use of input, guys? Anyone? What is the use of input?
It will return the string value.
Yes, it is taking input from the user and it is converting that to a string. Okay. After we give input, this we have to give input on the console. Okay, it's taking input from the user and returning it as a string. So that is what we are doing here. We are so here we were this. So this what we are declaring now. This is called these values are static values. We are giving it like before running. Okay, but the values that we are giving here, this is dynamic because this value can be anything. Okay, this is not like a constant value, static. So these are called dynamic values that we give via input function. Okay. And as Notion mentioned, it will take input from the user and it will return it as a string. Okay. Now, when we are coming here, let's forget about this conversion to int. Okay. Let's not go into this. We will cover this in the next classes. No issues. On this. So this, if you want to give a single line comment, guys, so we give a hash. Okay, so these will no longer be readable to the interpreter. Okay, we are giving this as comment. So far it is clear, Rakesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I typed the first thing that you mentioned. I'm getting this note on unterminated string lateral detected at line 5.
What you have typed, Notion?
Print open bracket type of variable A is those quotations, then comma, type, open bracket A, then close bracket, again close bracket.
Okay, then it should not give you an error, Notion. So if you want, you can share your screen and show. We'll just quickly figure it out what is the problem.
Yeah, I got it. I did not put the first quotation before type.
Okay. That's fine. So take an edge. Remove this. Now, see, we have taken input name, we have taken input edge. Okay. I want to print out them. I want to print these statement. So what you can do, guys? So you can type any number of variable by separated by commas inside print function. So I want to print name, edge, okay. Any other variable. For example, I want to type this also, like you can directly give values also here, okay, like 12, 24, or you can give a string value like hello. So inside print function, guys, you can give any number of values separated by commas. Okay, so if I type this and run it, are we comparing now? No, we remove that, right? Where is this comparison happening? Eligible for voting. Is the statement present? Where is it? Let's save this. Okay, so enter your name. Enter your age, 25. So you see the last statement, guys. This is the name, this is the age, and these are the values that we declared explicitly, like 12, 24, hello. Okay, so are we clear with this print function, guys? We can give any number of values separated by comma. Is this clear?
Just one question here. So
Yes.
you've entered 12 and 24. So
Yep.
basically, are those being taken here as integers?
Yes, they will be taken as integers. Yes.
Okay.
And this hello will be taken as string.
Okay, makes sense.
Now coming back to integer is clear, float is clear. Coming back to string, guys. So string, we have the option to declare string in single quote. Okay. We have the option to declare in double quote. Okay. Also, we have the option to declare in triple quotes. This is for multi-line string where the okay, so all three are valid, like string, valid ways of declaring a string. Okay, either in single quote or in double quote or in triple single quotes. You can also use a triple double quotes. Okay, so if you see the type of each variable, okay, so let me run this. If we see type of name is class string, type of second name is class string, type of third name is class string. Okay, so so these three ways we can declare a string. Okay, but if you want, if you mix it, for example, you're starting this string with a single quote, okay, and ending with a double quote, this is not allowed. Okay, when you do this, you'll be getting some error, unterminated string literal. Okay, starting and the ending quote should be matching. Is it clear to everyone? Anyone having any doubt? Yes, no, guys. This three ways of declaring a string: single quote, double quote, triple quote.
Did you already define string, integer, and float? Did I miss it?
Yeah, here I just showed them. Okay, like integers without any decimal value will be considered as integer.
Okay.
And with a decimal value, it will be considered as float. And
Okay.
anything in single quote or double quote or triple quote will be considered as string.
All right.
Okay, so this is clear. Yes, and there are some ways of converting, let me open a new file. So here we'll see how we can convert one data type to other. Suppose I want to convert string to integer. How can we do that? We have this int function. Inside this, we give any string value. It will convert it to a integer. For example, inside this, I give it as 100. And let's store this value. Okay, so this is inside quotes. It is considered as a string. Either you can declare like this, or you can have a declaration like this. Okay, and then if you see the type of this, guys, let's see whether this conversion is success or not. So this will give me an error, guys. I want you guys to figure out why we are getting this error. Okay.
Okay. You forgot quotations.
Correct. I forgot quotation because this is not the name of any variable. Okay. So this is not able to understand, the Python interpreter is not able to understand what is this type of number. Okay. So if we give it in quotes, it will take this entire thing as one single value, as a one single string. So it will not complain. Now it is fine for this. Okay. But if you give without quote, then it is going to complain like that.
Okay.
Is it clear, guys, why I got that error? Anyone having any doubt here?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So do interrupt me, guys. Even if I go fast, just tell me you're going fast. If you're not able to understand, do interrupt me. Okay. Don't hesitate. So let me run this. Type of number int is 100. Why? I have not given this type function, right? How do you know data type? By giving this type function. I want to see the type, so I have to use this type function here. So now if I run this, so this belongs to class integer. Now this 100 is converted to integer. Okay. But if we give some name here, okay. For example, Danish I'm giving. I want to convert this string to an integer. So what is the equivalent integer for this string, guys? Anyone? Can we find, from your name or any name, can we, is that equivalent to an integer? Can that be equivalent to integer? I don't think so.
No.
So
No.
So in that case, we'll get an error. Okay, it will not allow invalid literal. Okay. So while converting from string to integer, there is one rule that you must keep in mind. It should
be a number.
Yeah, it should be a number. Exactly. Okay. So even if you give here a floating point number, that is also fine. It will work. Oh, this will also not work. Invalid will find with okay. This will also not work, guys. What if we give 0 here? I have one. Let's see this. So it should be int should always be integer. Okay, should be an integer.
Integer. Okay.
Okay. Now let's see the vice versa. How we can convert integer or any number to a string. So let's take a number as 23. I want to convert this to a string value. Okay. And we have this function called, so for string to integer, what function we are using, guys? We are using this function int. Okay. We are using this, let me write it out here. Similarly, to convert any number to string, we have to use this string function. And then if you want to check the type of str number is okay. So now you see we just use a string str function on this integer value. So it converted that to a string. Okay. So unlike here where we have a restriction that the value should be an integer, we don't have any restrictions here. Okay, any values can be converted to a string like this. So is this clear, guys, to everyone? Anyone having any doubt here?
No.
Thank you. Next, we have something called float also. For example, I want to convert this number to a float value. Okay. So number float. Type of number float, right? And should be in quotes. Guys, I hope this is a valid print statement. We are using, this is one variable, one string variable. This is another value here. This is another variable, and this is another value here. Okay. You see this, guys. So type is class float, and the value, it just added the decimal and a 0 here. Okay, and converted this to a float value. Okay, so we have to remember these three functions: float, int, and str.
I have a question.
Yes.
So firstly you wrote number underscore str, and in the next one you wrote str underscore number. Both are one and the same?
No. So These are not the same. These are different, these are different names actually. Okay. So for this, we have some naming conventions that some rules are there that we have to follow while declaring any variable. I will just show you that. For example, there are 6 or 7 rules for number str. Okay. First thing is it should so basically this is the rule for all, either you can call it variables. So right now we are declaring variables, or in general you can call them as identifiers. Okay. Now there are some ruling so identify is nothing but it just identifies any value uniquely. It can be a variable name, it can be a class name, it can be a function name. So right now we are declaring variables, so I'm just mentioning variables or identifiers. Okay. First thing is it should start with a character or underscore. Okay, our variable name should either start with a character or underscore. But if we give something else, for example, I'm starting with a number string, right? I'm starting with a number 1 and then the name. Okay. If we give a declare variable like this, and if we run this, so we will be getting some syntax error. Okay. But if we start with an underscore, I will just remove this one. I will start with an underscore here. So this is perfectly fine. It will not complain.
Okay.
Okay. So here we are getting a different error because this number string is not defined, right? Where is this number string we are using? Okay. So if I change it to number string, so this will work fine. Okay. So this is the first rule. It should start with an character or underscore. Okay. Second rule is there should not be any space between the variable name. There should not be any space or special characters. For example, this number string, I remove this underscore from here. Okay, this number space str. So if we have scenarios like this will not allow us. Okay, and if we suppose I remove this space, I give some other special character like a dollar symbol here. Okay, so this will also not allow. It will say invalid syntax. Okay, either it should be underscore. That is the only special character that is allowed. Other than that, no dollar, @ hash, those things are not allowed in the variable.
Okay.
This is the second rule. Third rule is what is the third rule? It should not start. That is also done. Yeah, it should. No, there are some what do we call built-in? There are some special built-in variables of functions. They also can't be used as variable. For example, like this int. Okay, this has got a predefined like there's something like this. These are predefined special values. We can say built-in functions. These are built-in functions. Okay. So if I want to declare any variable name as int, this will not allow. Okay. It should not be a built-in variable name. Or if suppose there is an if-else condition, we have if I give if, this will also be not allowed. Okay. It should not be any built-in variable. Okay. So there are a few more minimum. Let me open that file I have. Yeah, rules for identifiers. So these are the rules, guys. It must contain at least one character. Okay. The first character must be alphabet letter or the underscore. Remaining characters may be alphabetic characters or the underscore or a digit. No other characters. A reserved word. These are called reserved word. Reserved word cannot be used as an identifier. Okay. So these are the few rules we have that we have to keep in mind. I will share this file with you guys. Okay. We go back to our file. So we can have numeric values inside num string 1. This is fine. This will not complain. Okay. But it should not start with this a numerical value. Then it will throw us error. Okay. And also it should be at least as you saw in this, it should contain at least one character. So even if we have an underscore equals to some name, this is also fine. This is also a valid variable name. Okay, just an underscore. So if I run this, you see this, we are getting this output as SAM. Okay, is this clear, guys?
Danish, is like in Python, are variables case sensitive?
Variables are case sensitive. Yes, obviously. So we have number string 1. Okay, I just convert this n to capital N. So this will complain. It is not knowing what is this capital N.
Okay, so basically you can have, say, everything in small letter as number string as one variable and everything in capital as a number string as a different variable.
Correct. Correct. Even these functions, right, built-in functions, str and all, if you use like this, even all in caps like this, so this it will not be able to determine what is this. Okay, it has to be in a small. So it is case sensitive. Okay. So so this underscore is also a valid variable name, guys, but we use it only. So what is the basic main purpose of using variables? So one of the purposes, is storing some values, fine. But same variable name, rather than using 23, suppose at multiple places in our program, what we will do, we use this variable name, right? We don't have to use 23 again and again. We will use this variable name. Okay. But if we use something like underscore, okay, this is underscore is basically used at places where we have only where we use it only one time. It will not be used further in our program. Why so? Because see, variable name should always be meaningful. That is not a rule, but that is a convention that is followed everywhere. That's if someone else also reads your program, by seeing the variable name, he should understand what is the use of this particular variable. Okay. But if someone uses underscore at multiple places, then that will not make any sense to someone else, right? Even if you write this underscore and you then refer to the same program after a few days, you will also be confused, right? What is the use of this? Why? What is this variable doing? Okay. So our variable name should always be meaningful. That is one thing we should always keep in mind. Our variable name should always be meaningful, and our programs that we are writing, that should also, have proper documentation, like so that even others who sometimes we switch to different companies, different projects, a new person comes, you will find it difficult to read your program, understand. So it should be, very much understandable and readable to others also. That makes a good programmer. Okay. So that is one thing. And what you were discussing, you just told that yes, Python is what do you call, case sensitive. Case sensitive. Okay. Also, Python is dynamically typed language. So what is dynamically typed? Here, while declaring the variable, we don't have to mention the type like int or float. Okay, that is while when the program is running, so the compiler or interpreter, does that for us. Okay, so that is why it is called dynamically typed. We don't have to mention the data type while declaring a variable. In other programming languages like Java and all, they are statically typed because we have to declare the variable type before declaring the variable. But in Python, we don't have to declare the variable type of variable. So that is why it is dynamically typed. And okay, is this clear, guys, so far? Am I going too fast, or is it okay for others to catch up? Where we converting a data to this, and we just saw some rules for identifiers. I hope I'm not going too fast, guys. You are able to, get what I'm trying to teach. Fine. So let me just summarize what are the things we have covered. We have covered type. We have covered input. We just saw what are the we covered int, float, string, str we call it. We just saw how to convert one data type to other. We saw the rules for identifiers. We saw some basic of print function. So I hope, guys, these we have anything else we missed out. Nothing. Fine. So coming back to our program here, so we covered these rules for identifiers. Next, what we have. So basically, now we'll see some more thing about this print function. Okay. So this print function, let me take some variable name here, A as 10, B as 20, C as a name. Okay, and I am printing here, and I'm printing B. printing C. So we are getting these three output guys, okay. And if I want to print all three together in a single line, we do it like this: A, comma B, comma C. Now we see here between this different A, B, and C, we have a single space. Right, guys? If you see in the output, we have a single space. Okay. Now this space is coming from. We have something called SEP. Okay, this is a keyword argument. Side print function. Whose default value is single space. Okay. So suppose I don't want that space. Okay, in the place of space, I want to insert one star mark. Okay. One star is the character. Okay, where is star gone? Okay, now you will see there will not be any space, but we will see stars in the place of space. Can you see it, guys? Now tell me, what other characters do you want between each variable here? Can you give 3 stars? I'll mix like this. So is this clear, guys, how we can, so basically SEP, what SEP is doing, when we have more than one variable to print in the output, if we want something in between, then we use this SEP. If we, by default, if you don't give any value for this SEP and this, it will take a single space as we saw here.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yes.
Then we have another special keyword argument called AND. Okay. Keyword argument. Whose default value is a new line. Whose default value is new line. Okay, so you see this A after we do a print A, okay, and then print B is printing it in a new line. Print C is printing in a this after BC is getting printed on a new line, not on the same line. Why? Because the value of end is a new line. That is why. So if we don't want that, to like print the next print statement in a new line, we have to give some value to this end keyword argument. Okay. Suppose I just want to give a single space. I have given a single space. Okay. Now you will see A and B will be printed on the same line with a single space. But here we are not touching it. Here we are not giving any value to end. Okay. So at the end of B, a new line will be inserted and this C will be printed on a new line. Okay, so let me run this. You see this now 10 and 20 is being printed on the same line with a space. But after print B, we are not giving any value to this end. So that is why by default it is entering a new line and C is getting printed here. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so this was about SEP and end. Okay, these are okay, you should keep this in mind. So after this, we have something called F string. So what is the use of a string? Suppose we have something called name, a variable name. In this, we have a names Satish. And when I want to print it like this, my name is, and then we give a comma, and then we give the value. Okay, this is one way of doing this. But if we have, for example, we have another variable called age as 26. We have other variable city as Bangalore. So my name is this. And then I want to mention my age. My name is this, and then a full stop. I am 26 years old. So here in between we are not able to give any value here. So what we have to do, we have to break it like this: I am, and then a comma, and then we have to mention this character age. I am this many years old. Okay, and then again I stay in city. Okay, so this is the full sentence we are writing inside print statement. And if we run this, so my name is Satish, I am this, I stay in Bangalore. But this writing, this is very cumbersome because you have to be very careful, and this you have to give proper commas, variable name, but that is making this look very clumsy. So we have an option in Python where we can print the same thing in a very simple way using F string. So what we have to do, my name is inside this curly braces, we give the variable name here, name. Okay. I am the another variable age. Okay, this many years old, and sorry, give this space. I stay at the name of the city. So this looks much more compact, right, guys? In this, we have to give this entire thing inside double quote or a single quote, and we just use this curly braces and give the variable name. Okay, and you have to give an F in the beginning. This is called F string, F in the beginning. Okay, so now if we run this, we are getting the same output, but this looks much much simpler way to write rather than using this. What we are doing, guys, we are writing the entire string inside quotes. Variable name, wherever there's a variable name, we are putting the variable name inside this curly braces, and we are adding this F in the beginning. Okay, so this is basically called F string. And I think this got introduced in from Python 3.7. Anyone using an older version of Python before this, if you use this, you will get an error here. Okay, this got introduced in Python 3.7. Fine. So before this F string, there was something called format. Format. Okay, there was something called format that is still in place. We can still use it. So here what we will do, the same print statement, I'm just copying it from here. And instead of F string here, I will give a dot format here. And inside this format, and I have to remove this variable name from here. Okay. Name here. Name, comma, edge, comma, city. This is yep. So if we run this, so we are getting the same output. So before 3.7, they used to use format that is still supported by the latest version of Python. So we can do it in this way also. But this, I prefer this F string. This seems to me the most simplest one to use. Okay, guys. So I think we have already timed. What is the time? 10 o'clock. So this will so we'll end the session here, guys. Okay. So any doubt on the topics what we have covered so far, or any other question, guys, you are free to ask now.
You said integer, float, and string are data types. So what is input and type?
Input, and so anything starting with this bracket now, that is a function, built-in function. These are print is also a function. Type is a function. Input is a function.
Function. All right. Okay.
Okay. Any other question, guys? Okay. So if no question, guys, so what will I will okay. So what we are going to do, I will send these programs what I have written. Okay. I will upload this in a Google Drive from where you can download or use as per your convenience. And in that drive, I will also create one folder called assignments. Okay. Inside that, I will upload the assignments there. And after completing the assignment, you can just send it to me directly over WhatsApp. Okay.
Sure.
And what you guys have to do, yes, and the recordings will also be uploaded in YouTube. So the admins will do it and will notify once it is uploaded. So what you guys need to do, you have to ping your email ID in that group so that we give access to those email IDs over in the drive and in the video.
All right.
Okay. Okay, guys, then thank you for your time. Have a good day. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.